Hey everyone, it's Cee Cee here and welcome back to Doll Fam. Today I will be sharing my third and final America vlog, which is Florida, so let's get started. Florida is one hell of a drive. Florida. So day one was mainly traveling from Washington to Florida. We traveled by plane, then we arrived at a resort. We were staying at Disney's All-Star Music Resort where we had lunch. We looked around a bit, got settled into our room, and then we went out to Disney Springs. We took the bus and we kind of looked around before going and having some dinner. After dinner we then had a bit more of a look around. I actually got my Mickey ears from the Disney store at Disney Springs, so that was really cool, and then we headed back to our hotel. So day two was spent at Magic Kingdom, which was really cool. We didn't wake up super early, so when we arrived at Magic Kingdom we actually went and had lunch. Then we walked around a bit, we saw the parade, we did a couple rides, then it was dinner time and we had booked the Be Our Guest experience, so that was the 3-course meal, which was super cool. I loved it so much. And then we did a couple more rides before getting a spot to watch the fireworks. After the fireworks we kind of walked around until the park was closing and then we left. Day three, I had some breakfast, we had lunch at Hollywood Studios. I didn't record too much at Hollywood Studios. Then we went to Epcot. I only recorded a couple of videos while we were there, and we went back to Hollywood Studios to catch the bus back to our hotel, where we then had dinner and basically went to bed. Day four we spent just at the hotel. We had breakfast, lunch and dinner, and we're basically just watching movies the whole day. Day five was spent at Animal Kingdom. We had lunch at the Rainforest Cafe, which was so good. We walked around a bit, went on a safari tour, got some food. Then we left and headed back to our hotel to then go to Disney Springs. We had dinner there, it was so good, and we went back to our hotel and called it a night. Day six was spent at Magic Kingdom again. We had lunch at the Crystal Palace, which is a character buffet, so while we were eating, a lot of the characters like Winnie the Pooh were walking around, which was super cool. We then went on a couple rides like in Tomorrowland and one of Goofy's rides. We then went on the steamboat around the park, which was really cool to see the view. It was sunset, so it was so pretty. Then we went in the Haunted Mansion, which was super cool. Once we finished in the Haunted Mansion, we then walked to the Lady and Tramp restaurant where we had dinner while the fireworks were on, so we got to see some of those as we were leaving. Day 7 was another day spent at the hotel. Day 8 we headed back to Hollywood Studios where we had lunch at, I think it was Minnie's Buffet. We then saw the Indiana Jones stunt show, which I have to say was so cool. We then saw Beauty and the Beast. We then left and headed back to our hotel for dinner. Day 9 was spent at Epcot, so we booked breakfast. So we had some of the characters walking around as well. We then went to see Turtle Talk with Crush. We then went on the Ratatouille ride, which was so cool. It was definitely worth the wait. After some more walking around, getting some food, we then went to our hotel and then we went back to Disney Springs for dinner that night, where I had the same pasta I had a couple nights ago because it was so good. Then we walked around Disney Springs, went to the M&M store, watched some of the incredible items being made. It was so cool. Then we headed back to our hotel to call it a night because this was our final night in Disney. Day 10 was our final day in Disney, so we went to Magic Kingdom. I got some photos of my doll. We did some last rides and then we went back to our hotel, had some lunch there, checked out. Then we got an Uber and left the All-Star Music Resort for the very last time before heading over to Hard Rock Hotel. So once we arrived, we got settled in our room, we had dinner, and then we looked around the store a bit. Day 11, we woke up and it was raining, so we decided to have some breakfast. By the time we finished, the weather had cleared up a bit, so we decided to walk from our hotel to Universal. When we got there, we had a look around, we went through the Wicked gallery, which was so cool. I love Wicked so much. We then walked across, got some dinner in Springfield, which I had tacos, which was so good. Then we did the ET ride, the Trolls ride, and we then walked back to our hotel afterwards. Day 12, we had an early breakfast at the Three Broomsticks, so we walked through Hogsmeade. After breakfast, we had a look around. We went and took some photos. I took some photos of my doll. We did a couple rides. Then we walked through a couple of the other spots in the park and had a look at some of the other areas before stopping in Zeusland to do a couple of rides like the train and this Cat in the Hat one. It was actually really fun. They had a little show going on, so while the show was going on, I was also taking some photos of my doll. Then we took the train back to the other park where we did a couple more rides. We had dinner. I forgot to record it, but dessert was amazing. We then took the boat back to our hotel. Day 13 was our final day in Universal. I brought my doll Melody with me. We had breakfast. We walked around. It was raining, so we tried to find cover where possible. So we got to do a lot of stuff that we probably wouldn't have done if we didn't need to find shelter. Then afterwards, while walking back to the hotel, I found some perfect opportunities to get some photos of Melody. So these are the 2 days we spent traveling home. So we left our hotel, we had breakfast on the plane, we traveled from Florida to New York, then we had another flight from New York to San Francisco. We then had dinner at the airport while waiting for our big flight, which was from San Francisco to Sydney. That was around 15 hours long. Once we arrived in Sydney, we had something to eat, and then we had one more flight to catch before we eventually arrived home. That was the final video of my America vlogs. I really hope you've enjoyed this series. I had so much fun visiting America. Comment your favorite part of my Florida visit. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.